Well. It is a, what is it, Saturday morning, something like that. And I just realised I'm covered in cat fur, because of course I am. Well, nobody's here yet anyway. It's alright, I can make myself a little more presentable. There we go, that's a little bit better. I love my animals, but being a person who wears predominantly black clothing and having a white cat, not exactly conducive to maintaining a set look. Cool. Yeah. Just plodding along with a couple of guitar repairs this morning. Nothing too exciting. So I've got here an LTD Arrow that the customer's brought in. He says he keeps breaking strings on there, which, you know, I mean, anyone who kind of knows can see straight away where the issue is arising. So this bridge is a Floyd Rose, but it's not a German Floyd Rose. It's one of the Korean-made ones made by, I think it's Ping. I think that's a company that does them. Let's rotate that over a bit better. There we go. Stupid bloody thing. So they're not bad by any stretch of the means. The metallurgy is quite similar. But because they're cheap and they're OEM, when something goes wrong with them, for example, if I need to get replacement saddles, like this one is pretty well, like, you know, starting to rust right on through at those points there, then the cost of the saddles exceeds the cost of a replacement bridge in sort of a lot of instances. This one being, you know, the standard Floyd Rose route and shape and all the rest of that, what I tend to prefer to do is actually replace the bridge with a Goto one. So Goto make the GE 1996T, which in my humble opinion is the best double locking trem Floyd Rose type system you can get out there. They've basically taken the concepts of the Floyd Rose and improved upon it. So they've got a far superior trem arm mechanism. So they use an internally threaded arm that basically the internal threading provides, you know, center rigidity, but also allows it to, you know, when you twist the arm, raise and lower the height. The tension of it, so how you actually sort of, you know, how stiff you want it to, you know, swing backwards and forwards, that's handled by a little grub screw on the back of the collet. So you've got a little grub screw on the back of the collet and a nylon bushing inside of there, and that's what provides the tension for the arm. So it's a super smart way of doing it. But even just the overall sort of like you know, design and fit of it and the likes, just they're Japanese made and they're half the price of the German Floyd Roses. Same format, same all of that. And instead of having like individual cutouts on both sides for the posts, what they've got is they've got the cutout on this side, so the hemispherical one, but then the other side is just a flat blade, which means that you can get away with fitting it into instruments that maybe don't have the posts in exactly the right spot. But it makes sense as well, because if you've got two, you know, cup-shaped holes like that, right, and if they're not exactly on point, then one of them's going to rub on the inner edge rather than on the back end. Whereas if you've got one that's just a straight blade and then the other one is providing the locating function, that's great. It's not going to wander side to side and it's not going to like pull in those posts. As long as you get that one in the right spot, this one's a little less consequential. But yeah, so this one I need to, boy. So the guy who owns this guitar is obviously a metalhead, and in being a metalhead, he's also wearing a what's he, like a, you know, a big spiky belt, all that kind of stuff, and he's putting this on the back to just sort of minimize the wear in that area because you can see around here where it's kind of gone to. However, that means I need to now cut through this to get it off. Oh my god. Okay, where's my scalpel gone? There it is. Dropped on the ground. Da, 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 da. Alright, get rid of that blade. Get a fresh blade in it. Because let's be honest, getting this gaff tape off, it's obviously been on there for so long it ain't going anywhere. Speaking of gaff tape and having it removed and all the rest of that, there's a channel I really like on YouTube, the engineering guy, right, Bill Hammock. He's got like just one of those super soothing voices and just a way of explaining things that sound that he's obviously excited about it, but still it's very like just chill listening. And he did a video actually just a couple of days ago on duct tape, on how it operates and all the rest of that, and the design behind it and what it was meant for. And it's really cool. I'd highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Okay, let's find where this is. First things first, I want to put a bit more of an indent in it so I don't end up going into the finish. What I need something that's got a bit of a thin, rounded edge to it. Akin to, there we go, one of them. So this is a fret polishing guard that I use there to, when I'm doing fret polishing and all that, just to see if I can't find a decent proper edge there and pre-index it. Come on, you. Right there. So I push it right into those corners, then I should be able to at least, there we go, get a more, an easier way to sort of like get the scalpel in there without damaging any of the finish. These players don't think of this stuff. They don't think of us poor techs when it comes time to actually do this kind of thing. Alright. Cut those way things out in a sec too. Most exciting thing to watch since paint drying competitions appeared. Yeah, let's try and get those out. Screws my driver. There we go. Success. No wonder I couldn't bloody see it on the underside there. There was 2 bloody layers in that section. How annoying. There we go, at least from here now I should be able to get under a bit easier. Come on. This is an LTD arrow. Come on, you. Oh my god, it's going to be a nightmare. See, it'd be so much easier if they actually just put the, the gaff tape on there in a way that, like, just covered that section. Wouldn't have to worry so much about cutting the damn thing off. There. be. People, please don't do this, my God. It just makes it so much harder than it needs to be. I just need to get this back panel off so I can get the trim off. Or if you're gonna do it, gaff tape around it, slice it off first, and then do the rest of it. Cool. Come on. There we go. Be able to peel that. There we go. Alright, and one last screw. I should be able to lift it up enough now. I can just get it off of that and then just trim it off. And when you there we go. Finally, success. Bloody thing. This was not a good idea. Do not cover it. Gaff tape. Oh my God. If you're worried about scratching up your guitar and that, you can just get stuff that you can stick on the back that's like a pad or similar. That'll stop belts and that from actually getting in there and wrecking your shit. Okay. Do. It's like so many layers of gaff tape here too. It's not like just one or two. Ugh, guys, seriously. Seriously, seriously, seriously. Yep, we get. Now, where did that thing go that I had? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. That'll at least provide a little bit of protection for the body. So I try and get rid of this bloody gaff tape. Ugh. Nasty, sticky. Sticky, sticky. Cool. And then just down this side as well. good as that's getting. Alright, now I've got the rear panel off. So this Floyd is in a wonderful state of being completely balked. It's been sweated on so much that the end result has been that the saddles are very, very corroded. So the saddles are corroded, the strings keep breaking. Rather than replacing these saddles, because I mean, you know, it's a Korean made. It's a Korean made trem. We're just going to replace the whole bridge with a Japanese-made Goto GE 1996T, the king of tremolo bridges, as far as I'm concerned. 1 second. Apparently it's a bit dusty. Because he was saying it was like the D and the A strings that kept breaking primarily. And that's often going to happen as a result of you know, burrs on the saddles or similar type things. This can be exacerbated by corrosion, because when you get corrosion, then you get rough surfaces. You know, the metal gets softer in that corrosion, but it's still enough to create a burr, and that burr can be what destroys that saddle. Not the saddle, the string. I mean, the saddle is destroyed, but you know. In the bin for that. Well, here we have it here, which is a old-fashioned Floyd Rose. 34mm block. Okay, so I need to get a shallow block one for that, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. I need to find who has a 34mm G 1996 in stock, because if not, then I'm going to have to end up ordering one from Japan, which will take several weeks. Yeah, it's in a bit of a state, this guitar. Yeah, 1000 series. 1000 series with the, you know, stainless steel screws on there. Yeah, I mean, looking at the bridge here, right? Zoom right in. That screw there is going. It has been tapped into that block on an angle. It's actually on just an ever so slight angle. Everything's just a little bit out of whack. It's all they're all kicking out that way. But that's what's happened to the bridge. So all of that corrosion from playing, from sweating on it, from doing all that kind of stuff, has meant that unfortunately it's not a happy chappy. What that means is we'll have to get that all cleared and sorted and get a new bridge in there. Now, where'd my other cloth go? All the cloths disappeared. Where are your cloths? Here, maybe? Probably. Not there, not there. Where is everything? I cannot find my cloths, so I'll get a fresh one. It's probably due for replacement anyway. Zoom on out. See all the wonderful gunkiness that's going on in this particular one. Now, I need my spray. Here we go. Super-duper-doo. Get a bit of a quick clean and polish and all. Ooh, that's very loose. Chances of me getting into that electronics, if I have to, is going to be quite slim. But while we're here, let's just get that off and give it a tighten. Come on. 1 and 2. There we go. That's just a narrow nut, isn't it? Yep. There we go. Jim, mate, how's it going? Ain't too much in the chat today, you know. It's a Friday night for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere in a different time zone. I just figured I'd jump on and do some streaming while I'm messing around, just to test out some new bits and pieces. Jim, sir, thank you. I hadn't even fully done the announcement on all of that kind of stuff yet. Yeah, I set it up because, you know, the option was there. YouTube kept harassing me to set it up, so I did. But I'm going to do some more stuff with it. I'm going to, like, set up kind of like a monthly stream just for people to, you know, come along, hang out, do all that. But I'll also do some kind of like, initially to start off anyway, some stuff like, you know, helping people with projects or troubleshooting some type things, answering like tech questions that normally people wouldn't have a huge amount of, wouldn't have a huge amount of access to. Where's the thing there? There should be, where is it as well? Because I should have, no, what the other one, where is it? No, don't care about that, don't care about that. Yes, thank you, good sir. Where is that there? No, should be a button on here somewhere. No, not that one. Stay. Another one. There we go. Because, yeah, I get a lot of people who sort of, like, send random emails or questions or whatever else like that about all kinds of things. And even on, like, the videos that I have on YouTube, there's always people asking, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's this problem? It's like, well, you know, if you want to sort of check this kind of stuff out, then, you know, sign up. I'll answer questions wherever I can. You know, I'm a little different to... You know, a little different to Brad, a little different to Lyle, a little different to, you know, old mate over at Forgotten Gear Restorations. I've drawn a blank on your name. I'm sorry, good sir. You know, I'm just a repository of random info on parts and tech and knowledge and things like that. They're great with troubleshooting and doing all that kind of stuff. I'm not quite as savvy as them. But I can sure as hell answer questions about random stupid stuff. Random guitar things. You know, when was this made? When was that done? What about this? How was that? Why was that designed that way? That's kind of like my, you know, that's my forte. That's my specialty. That fretboard's going to need some major cleaning. It's gummy, gunky, nasty. Yeah, ain't no way in hell I'm getting into that control cavity, so I'm hoping things are okay, or else I'm going to have to pull it apart, and I don't want to do that. It's so much headache. Okay, but I need a 34mm block for this one, so... Whoa. I want to... Let's go into... that one there. Let's see if they actually do make a bridge for it, because if not, I'm going to have to do a two-parter. And tremolo. I want locking tremolos. Give me locking tremolos. G 1996 7-string. I don't want the 7-string. They are good though. I'm glad they finally started making those. GE 1996T. There we go. Block height 33, 36, and 40. Okay, I can get away with a 33. I'll probably do the jobby because a 36. 36 maybe. Maybe. Because if it's a 36, and that's set to there, because that's a 34, an extra 2 mils is going to place me And this is what's kind of neat about the, you know, if ever you need to measure stuff quickly, just in a you know, to see whether something's going to fit, guitar picks, you know, easy feeler gauges. All right. Playing a little bit of balancing acts here. If I put that there, I put that, yeah, 36 is gonna, 36 is, if it gets pulled all the way back, it's gonna knock in, so better off with 33, yeah, 33 block. I'll go for the shorter one, because the shorter ones on these, at least with the LTDs and some of the others, they're smart to actually put an incline into the back there. So you can just kind of make out there that's got an incline, which means that as the springs travel down, they've got more clearance there. It also means we can get away with a slightly shorter block. So if I go with a 33mm block, then we should be all hunky-dory. Who the hell has a 33mm block GE 1996T is the question. Block. Nope. Nope. Not that one. Not that one. Because the 40mm is more common. $325. Not even close. They are not that much, thank you. The black one's there. Yeah. I shall have to figure out. I'll have to figure out what to do with that. Let's see what the customer wants to do with the weight side of things, but worst case scenario, the blocks on there, I can take it to a machinist and just get them to machine off, you know, 2mm on the top there. 4mm actually, it'd be more than that. Drill it, tap it, swings and roundabouts. Okay, so now I know what size the block is on this one. I'll get that on the order. I can go away for the moment. The size of the case for this thing is, oh my god, it is absolutely mammoth. So huge. The only other cases I've seen this big have been the ones for like the Jackson King V's and the Randys. Absolutely massive. Huge. Alright, I can go into there, like so. Come on, in you get. Alright, so we got that there. Bag all of these up so I don't lose them. Oh, there's my baggies. There's my baggie. No, not that baggie. Baggie there. Who's Randy now? The roads type. Where we're going, we don't need roads. I thought you had a family thing to go to anyway, Brad. What's going on? That's why I picked up an opportunity to, you know, do some random streaming this morning. I was like, oh, you're not going to do it this morning? Alright, I'll jump on. Why not? Let's do the thing. Alright. No, I need a bit of buble wrap. There we go. Buble. Big chunky bits. Cool. Drum springs, thank you. Alright. Alright, go there, there. Close it on up. Big, chunky, massive, bloody case. Huge. Things are biggin'. Okay. So that one's done, that one's done. None. That one's done as well, but I have not heard from that customer, so I shall have to call them up and go, hey, what's going on? Went for breakfast, no time to stream before I opened. Yeah, right. Streaming during opening hours on a Saturday isn't possible. It sure is here. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. And besides, I don't open until midday. What musician in their right mind gets up and does anything before midday on a Saturday? Definitely not around here, that's for sure. I got a Stratocaster to deal with, which is this one. There we go. Squire, classic vibe. It's one of the kind of like early ones before Fender started to really shit the bed. Apparently they're looking for a new rep here in New South Wales, which is, about right. It'd be nice if people bought me cases and that weren't covered in 5 layers of bloody mildew. I had 3 cars out front waiting for me. Old blokes love getting out bright and early. Yeah, well, there ain't no old blokes out this way anymore. Okay, where's my repairs? There we go. Squire CV. Going for 10s with elixirs. Alright, cool. Cool. No, that's not what I want. Customers brought in a guitar with 3 new Fender Cunefe pickups. That one's already dead. Fender is trash. Correct. Entirely. I was trying to explain that to someone the other day about how the company's changed over the last several years. A lot of it's got to do with the private equity money that's gone into it. So, when Bill Schultz originally took over the company, when he bought it out from CBS, what happened was there was a whole thing of private equity money. He had his money, and then people came in with private equity as well, bought in, as is always the case. As the years gone by, another company's gone in and invested in it as well, and eventually one of those companies took over the majority share, basically took over everything. So they have the majority say on things, and if we go back to Fender's plans in the long haul, they've gone, all right, let's take what we've got here and let's increase profit, increase numbers. They tried to do an IPO originally in the 2000s. They withdrew it, didn't go ahead with it. So they've continued on, and they've done that typical thing that equity money will usually do to try and increase value on it, which is get rid of staff, pump numbers up quickly, and try and increase profitability, right? Profitability. It's all fine and dandy on paper type thing. For example, in 2020, they terminated a lot of experienced staff from the Corona factory. So suddenly you had a loss of knowledge, and then they hired a bunch of people to replace them that were newer, that were cheaper to do that. That's when things started kind of getting a bit funky. They, of course, purchased Fender Japan, took it over, hence the reason why you had the first JD models in 2015 or so that was sort of under the Fender ownership. Then you had them take over Fender Australia. They bought it from the local people who've owned it here since the 70s. And they've pushed through a lot more just B-grade stuff. The last 5 years, that has accelerated considerably. Guitars that never should have made it out the door are getting out the door. Why? Because increase your balance sheet, make it look better, then you can sell it off. That's what equity companies do. They buy things, they gut them, massively increase the value on paper, and then sell them and get out quick, and then the companies inevitably flop. It happens with so many companies, so many brands. It's just a never-ending nightmare that's not good for the consumers, not good for anyone else, you know. It's not like, say, for example, Marshall, who were purchased by Zounds, that Swedish company that does like the hi-fi and headphones and all that kind of stuff, right? When they've done that, they've done a pretty sort of solid job with Marshall expanding the brand and the knowledge of it. So people know that Marshall exists, they know what it's all about, and only like 15% of their total revenue now comes from guitar amplifier sales. The rest of it comes from the other products they do, so headphones and Bluetooth speakers and things like that. You know, they're not like trying to gut the company to suddenly make a lot of money to sell it on or anything else like that. They've just taken that brand name and expanded it into a sort of broader range of products. What does it mean for the future of amplifiers? They're not going to stop making amps. They're going to do different stuff. Gone are the days of the 100-watt, you know, Marshall stack. Not many people buy them these days. Nobody really tours with them. Companies have them for backline. But more people are buying smaller digital amps. More people are buying modeling rigs. More people are buying, like, you know, small tube amps to get those kinds of tones. So it'll be interesting to see what the next couple of years will be like for them as a brand. At least they're not going to be sort of gutted and messed around. There's also Heritage Guitars. So Heritage Guitars were bought out by an equity company as well. Don't know what to make of how that's going to go, but it kind of seems like they've bucked the trend on that. So they've got the Harmony brand as well that they do there. I don't know whether they like just OEM it or whether they're actually like the owners of the brands. I'd have to double check that. But the Harmony stuff still seems to be kicking on and doing its thing. Fender though, it's just not going to be great. I remember when these guitars first came out and people were raving about them. I had people bring them in for setups. I'm like, man, that's solid. Like, the quality of these is basically on par with the Japanese guitars of the era, right? Of the Japanese guitars like the 90s. And I'm not even saying that like hyperbolically. The only thing about them that sucks is the hardware. Hardware is junk. It's cheap Chinese stuff. But the fit, the finish, the build of them, phenomenal. Really, really good. Not anymore though. Some of the ones I've seen recently have been absolute just turds. Terrible. And yes, that is indeed true. Yay, capitalism. You know, the best way of making, you know, products worse for, you know, the great vast majority of people, yet the minority at the top make more money, and they convince us that we're going to be better off for it. Under which conditions will an NPN work as a switch? Or what do you mean? That's NPN works as a switch when basically you saturate the bass. Saturate the bass, opens up. Starve it, and it goes off. You know, that's what they're there for. You know, you go to your basics of operations and biasing an NPN or any transistor. You know, an NPN transistor, once you've got current flowing from the base to the emitter, little tiny amount of current means more big current flowing through there. No current flows through, then it turns off. Put it in saturation for at least an hour. Nah, mate, just put it in a glass of like, you know, 90 proof. Saturate it that way, super saturate it. Mark, g'day, how's it going? Come on. Yeah, like, for example, little questions like that and similar type things are kind of the stuff that I'll probably start doing when I do like a once-a-month live stream for the members, now that I've kicked that up, you know. Gotta continue doing as I've been doing. The last couple of weeks have been a bit tough, though, just because I've had so much stuff to deal with outside of the shop that was sort of, you know, peripheral to the shop. So I'll be doing, you know, interesting sort of hangs and chats and tech things and news type stuff. Just a bit more talking head rather than repairy type stuff, and maybe even some like exclusive sort of like tips and tricks and like little almost like mini workshop type things. And just to see what's there, and of course just endless rants as I do. Yeah, nasty. That's some gummy stuff on there. I got my tea. Alright. People, please clean your instruments more often. Come on. I don't think this thing's been cleaned since the last time it was brought in. That was like over a year ago. IDAs last night. IDAs or IPAs? Or is that like, a replacement for IDEs, Oh. Brother's 45th. Yeah, nice. Ah, yes, the good old werewolf piss IPAs. I don't mind the occasional IPA. I like a lot of things, but when I drink my alcohol, I don't like it to be like a like a test of strength or anything like that. It's kind of like how I like a lot of my movies and such. I don't want to think about it. I just want to drink it. I don't want to have to go on about the complexities of things or whatever. It's like, no, I just want to drink it and it's smooth and it's easy. Well, there's your problem. What on earth is this stuff on that pickguard? Is that blood? Or is that just like... God, that won't even scrape off. Ugh. Nasty. Come on, people. Look after your instruments a little bit better, huh? Oh, yeah, no, that's sticky. That ain't coming off without way more effort than I am currently being paid for. So that's a no. Okay. Get the cleany cloth. Cleany cloth. Walk into the combini. Oh, please don't. It's making me depressed. I was chatting with the missus about, plans and things to do and that, because, man, Sydney is getting impossible to live in. The ceiling in our unit is leaking now. We're on the ground floor. So if it's leaking, then it's got to be coming in from somewhere, and that means it might be structural. And if that's the case, then that may mean that they'll have to tear out the ceiling, which would mean that we may very well end up evicted and having to find somewhere else. And in the 6 months since we've lived in this place, the rents in the area have gone up another 10 to 15%. So how the hell are we going to afford that? It's not like business is booming here in Australia. My God. I had, yesterday, 4 people coming into the shop with gear asking me if I bought stuff. Not like cheap, nasty stuff either. Some of it was alright. Some of it was like regular run-of-the-mill stuff. But like they just wanted anything they could for it because they had no money. Repairs as well. Like, I'm not getting the guys coming in this area here who want to spend like, a chunk of money on getting, a piece of equipment they really love repaired. They're coming in and going, hey, I've got I got this here and I kind of want to get it repaired. How much is it going to cost? And I'm like, well, I don't know until I get it started. And like, oh, okay. I'll have to hold off then. Or people when I do the repairs and they're not turning up to pick them up because they don't have the money. Welcome to running a business here in Sydney in 2024. Oh, and also I had another repairer, another tech in the area who popped in to say that, have a bit of a chat and all the rest of that, and wanted to pass some customers down to me because he's also retiring. So yeah, that's fun. He's not necessarily retiring, but like not doing the run-of-the-mill stuff because he lives down south, but he travels up here. you know, for his workshop and that. He's keeping his, like, high-end studio clients and stuff like that, but everything else, he's just like, nah, I'm just going to pass them off everywhere else well. So, yay. One less tech in the area, but I don't know how much of that'll end up coming through to me. So I got to become a YouTube star, or I got to set up an OnlyFans, one of the two. Maybe I can start doing some gaming streams. It was actually something I was sort of planning on doing with the when I was doing like new stuff and the likes, because I was starting to get into helping a lot of streamers getting equipment sorted. And I was going to set up a channel where I did like gaming streaming and stuff like that, but every time I did it, it was like with different equipment, with links to the things as people could kind of hear and see what it was all about. So. Infant to retire, but I have a gear problem. Yeah. Well, if you're here in Australia, then, you know, everyone right now, it's just a buyer's market. You can just buy whatever. I'm seeing stuff that, like, sold for $5-6 grand going for, like, $2. You know. Less common on that sort of extreme end of things, but it is definitely... People are just needing to move things on, and nobody is buying. I had a customer yesterday who I got some stuff on consignment from him, and he's just like, you know what? Let's just drop the price on it and see what we get for it. So I got to do my email blast this morning with the updated price on that and a couple of other things as well. There we go. All right, cleared out all the gum and gunk off of that board. And all I use is just a microfiber cloth and naphtha, aka shellite. Really, really good for cleaning off, you know, fretboards and similar gunky type things. Won't damage metal, won't damage plastics, but it will get rid of all of that sort of, you know, gum and detritus and that on there. Alright, let's get rid of that. Go there. Time has come to polish some frets. Is grain alcohol for most cleaning? I would not personally. Main reason being is because depending on what the finish is or other type things, it can strip finish, it can affect glues. As a solvent, it is really, really quite good. That's why it's used for so many things. However, on a guitar, all you need to do is just remove the oil and detritus and whatever's in the grain on there. So, wouldn't be something I'd use personally. The only time I really kind of use alcohol on an instrument or similar type such is if I've got, like, you know, some glue or something I need to break down. Put it in there, let it soak, do its thing. It'll often sort of help soften it and break it down. Dunlop lemon oil is nothing more than mineral oil with a little bit of like lemon scent. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah, you put it on the board afterwards to make it look pretty and add a slight bit of a film to it, but would, you know, it's not going to soak in a huge amount of oil. That's it. Save the grain alcohol for after hours. Yeah, that's right. Booze, 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 booze. Lots and lots and lots of booze. There. No, there's my booze. Come here. Gilly Stevenson orange oil. IKEA cutting board oil. It's viscous, it's thick. Use a couple of drops, that's all it takes. I've been using this bottle for 3 years. That's it. Works. It's brilliant. It is good stuff. When I was looking at getting a range of cleaning chemicals and stuff made for guitar, one of the things we were discussing was the finishing oil, like the lemon oil type thing, and yeah, went with a mineral oil, but it actually had a vanilla scent to it. It was quite nice. Linseed oil on rosewood. Yeah, see, I mean, linseed oil and similar type things are good as like a penetrating oil or like a hardening oil, but you know, you've got to like keep reapplying it or whatever else like that. It just comes off anyway. I just like mineral oil. That's it. Yeah, the polymerized stuff. I did have a guy bring in a fretboard once that he'd like done like full on like boiled linseed oil type finish to it, and it was so gummed up. It was so bad. Quote the great Aussie proverb, "That's fact, eh?" I need this. There we go. Oh, you got the Rona. Bugger. Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. I've caught it once. Once was enough for me. I don't know how. I've somehow avoided it most all the time, probably because I'm such a recluse and a hermit. But, you know, it is an endemic thing that is now everywhere, unfortunately. The best thing you can do, of course, is make sure that you got your shots up to date. So that way, when you do get it, at least you're not going to end up majorly affected. Thank you. All right. Pretty shiny, whizzle good. Have to tighten that down. Ugh, screechy. Don't like the sound of that. Don't like the feel of it either. Alright, I got that. I need a cable. Where's my cable gone? Everything is everywhere. There we go. Let's see how everything is on the shit brown special. A bit of a funky switch there. Give the switch a bit of a quick check. J-Car's been doing pedal kits since the 70s. But I tend to recommend, for, as far as kits or anything else like that, to go to Tater. Tater do good kits. Tater Electronics, Tayda. Yeah, they do the PCBs and they do the enclosures. They do everything, and they're pretty solid. They are not too bad indeed. Been toying with the idea of doing pedal workshops again at some point. I keep getting emails about it. I keep getting emails about setup workshops as well, but it is incredibly daunting. It takes a lot of effort, and I need to rejigger it again, make it a bit more streamlined. Stay. Man, they really put these bloody things in tight, don't they? Let's get a wee bit of contact cleaner in there. Man, Tater, honestly, I got enclosures made for pedals, and the pedal courses that I did, all done at Tater. They were good. Like, they were solid. Like, I don't mind them for what they do, Give them a shot, get a couple of things. And the best part is, even here in Australia, like, the shipping is so fast and so cheap. That's what's wild. Like, I need to get some pots and that for an amp repair, because they were the only ones that had the value in 16mm with the PCB pins. I ordered it, and shipping from there to here was $15 via DHL Express, and it arrived here in 2 days. Like, goddamn. Yeah, like, seriously, give them a try. Like, get them to do one or two of them, because they'll do the drilling and everything else like that, and you can just throw them together on this end. I've actually got to make a custom cable for a customer this week. He's got a Moen GEC8 Mark II, and it's got relay switching on it, and he's got a 6505 Plus, and he wants to be able to use that to channel switch the amp as well. So I've got to make one that goes from 7-pin DIN to 3 quarter-inch jacks, because it doesn't have TRS outputs on the relays. Each one's individual, so it's just standard quarter-inch. Yeah, now seriously, for alpha pots with a solid shaft, Tater. They're cheaper, they're closer, and the shipping is way, way better. The only thing I use Small Bear Electronics for is sliders and parts for Electro-Harmonix pedals. That's it. Because they're like the only guys that actually have the like the sliders that always go bad on the Pogs and the Hogs and similar type things, and the encoders for them. But yeah, I've been using Tater for years. They used to have a thing where like every 2 or 3 months they'd have like a promo code on their Facebook page, but they don't do it anymore, which is unfortunate. I think they just get enough business now, they don't really need to. And their prices are like the cheapest. They are really good at what they do. Cool. Rock and roll. Why are they a different screw size? Why? Dumb. It's dumb, man. And they're stripped out. Oh, of course they are. That'd be why that thing's getting loose. What the hell? Why are they such tiny little bitch holes? Like, what the hell? Are they made for the full size number 3s, number 4s? No. I mean, kind of, but not enough, Not enough inset. Not enough countersinking. That's bloody annoying, isn't it? Alright, we good there, we good there. Get a set of strings. Alright. So I got that, I got that, I got that. Strings. As of course with any Strat type or Tele type or any other similar guitar that has strings through the back, I always put them all in one go because I don't want to have to keep flipping this thing over and over and over and over again. I shall save that for the meat that I cook. One. Ah, good, thank God. Forgot. I was like, wait, does this have an end of heel? An end of heel adjuster? Nope, headstock, thank you. That's kind of one thing that annoys me about Fender, right? Leo designed the Telecaster, or I should say, he designed the Esquire, including the 2 pickup Esquire. The very first ones came out, they had no truss rods in them. He was like, oh no, it's fine, they don't need truss rods. Look, I can stand on this neck, they're not going to break, they're fine. The players who are using them are going, please, Leo, for the love of God, put a truss rod in there. We need one. We're traveling from down here in California up to Washington and back. And as we go along those areas and as we're doing, like, you know, the changes in seasons and changes in temperatures, the necks are moving. We can't play them. He's like, all right, fine. And he relented, and all the initial Esquires went out with no truss rod, had their necks replaced. That was one of the advantages of the design. And he also designed them so that when the frets wore out, you just bought a new neck to replace them. Funny that a lot of companies these days don't do that, but, you know. So, he went, okay, what can I do? I've got this neck here. I need to put a truss rod in it. All right, let's just use the same sort of template that we've got there. And let's install a truss rod. And then down the end of the body, where the pickguard is that covers the screws for the neck pickup, they put a little notch in the end of the wood. That little notch meant that, oh, you could actually take a tool, put it in there, and adjust it without having to take the whole neck off. So Telecaster, the first design from them, was a superior design for that. You could actually adjust the truss rod without having to take the neck off. Along came the Stratocaster in 1954. That was gone now. Couldn't do it. Get a little, like, notch in the end of the pickguard there, but you can't do it without taking off the entire pickguard, which means taking off all the tension on the strings and all the rest of that, or you have to take the whole neck off, which requires taking the tension off. And this is one of those ones where it's like they had a good design to start with, and then they ruined it in the next version. So rather than keeping the better design of here's a truss rod that you can access and do from the guitar with just taking off a couple of screws. No, now you have to take the entire neck off in order to make it actually adjustable. Yeah. And then, of course, along came CBS, did their thing, and realised, hey, we could probably cheapen things out and make it more like some of the other companies out there and put a truss rod adjuster up on the headstock. And then they put the bullet truss rod up on there, which was kind of cool, worked well, all that kind of jazz, but they used a far too small adjuster for it, so the little tiny quarter-inch things are just not enough. You can't get enough torque out of them when you need to, and they always strip out. Always. So this is one of those sorts of rare instances where they did get it right the first time. The past was better for once. Oh my God. Shock horror. Where's my what's he? Where's my thingy? Duvalacker, the peg winder. Where'd my peg winder go? Seriously, I just saw it before. I would lose my head if it wasn't so firmly attached to this thick neck of mine. Seriously, it'd be gone. I have to use this one, but I don't like this one. I like the other one better. The other one just fits properly. Does well. That one there, that one there. Whenever I do the standard thing with ferrules or any other type bridge like this, when I put them in, I give them a bit of a tug like that, just to make sure that the string's actually sitting all the way inside and it's not sitting like on the outside. Because you go to tune it up and then it goes ping, plunk, and then all the tension's gone. You're like, ah, crap. Then you got like way too much on the tuning post. You lose all of your tuning stability as a result. There we go. And off we go. Dug, 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 dug. Around and just like so. There we go. One, two, three. Get off. Especially with Stratocasters, these ones have like the 50s and early 60s type tuners. So the Clouson Deluxes with the string through the top, and they have no string retainer for the G string. I like to put a little bit more around the G string post just to give it a little bit more downward angle, because they do kind of lack it. It's that kind of trade-off between better tuning stability and actually having enough, downward pressure on the nut. That's what I like about Reverend guitars. They make a string tree that you can drop in that gives you 3 strings across. So you don't have to worry so much about the D string, but the G string, the B string, and the E string all get connected onto that one string tree, so it gives you enough downward angle to do what's necessary. Oh, you. Anything down there like that. And then around like that. There we go. Let's try. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And of course, up and over and around, and over into that. I still find Strats with matching headstocks a bit odd, just because obviously they're so used to seeing them sans finish over the top. Not the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't quite. Not my personal preference. Stretchy, stretchy, stretch. Cool. Tunerific time. Get it into its ballpark. Check the truss rod. I need a cable that is longer than this, but shorter than the 10-foot ones I have around, because I've managed to lose the one that I had. It's gone missing. I have to use the long one. How annoying. Customer guitar. It's a customer guitar. I've got a few things in the queue that I need to prep for sale, but kind of like low priority at the moment. Not a huge amount of people buying up guitars at the moment. Alright, so strings are on. Take the ring off. Let's start measuring things. Truss rod. And some of you guys are going to go on a bit of a wild ride as you go. Get some ads in 20 seconds. Nice. Neck is nice and straight with just the right amount of relief. Yeah, the colour is quite nice. It's like a burgundy mist. That's a bit on the high side. Alright, so I've got 2 nut slots to cut. Now, I need to grab my nut files. Nut files, what you gonna do? Where are you gonna find them? Where the hell to put them? Nope, nope, nope. That's not them. That's not it. Yeah, and to go. Darn it. Can't darn it. It appears as though my nut files are not where I last left them. But then again, where I last left them wouldn't be where I last left them if that was indeed the case. Oh man. Good old ADHD brain. Good stuff every time. Oh, that's where my reamer got to. How good. Nope, nope, nope. That's not them, that's not them. That's not them. Bugger. I've probably put them somewhere safe, haven't I? That's always where it goes. Looks kind of pearlescent. Yeah, it's like a metallic-y finish. Not pearlescent, but metallic. So this is, yeah, like I said, burgundy mist. Burgundy mist. Wait, where did I put them up there? Did I? Oh, not there, not there. Are they about there? No. Seriously, where did I put these things? Oh my god. Truly, I am useless. Where's my thing gone? No, no. I'm doing well, aren't I? Doing well. Yeah, I should aim better. Seriously, where the hell did I put them? Ah, there we go. They were there. They're just over an inch or two to the side. Okay. What do we got going on? So I got that there. And G-string is high. That's what she said. The time has come to replace these files when I got some cash. They have served well, but they are certainly at the end of their life. I have no idea what nut material I used on this stuff, but it is not ideal. Dad's repairing a Marantz beside me. Nice. You bastard. I hate this nut material so much. You son of a... Alright. Okay, I'm going to have to replace that nut. Great. Just one of those days today. Cut it to the right height, and then suddenly it starts sinking into the nut, that little extra bit, and I'm just, yeah. Can't win. Okay, this can go back in its case, and I'll deal with the other nuts I have to make tomorrow morning. Seriously. Can't win. jazz. AR100, there we go. Okay. Yeah, COVID ain't fun. Okay, so what else have I got before I have to start prepping to open up? This is an old Ibanez AR100 from 1982. Customer's brought it in, and he wants a refret, and he wants stainless steel. So I shall give him stainless steel frets. These ones are kind of pretty worn. They're kind of at the tail end of their life and all that jazz. Who's about to die? Okay. Alright, so let's measure these up. Thank you, good sir. Join the fun. Jim got the love back of the memberships after gifting some himself this morning. How's that? Goes around, comes around. Apparently, after I did some reading online, it's got to do with interaction levels. So the more you interact with the account, the more likely you are to get the gifted ones, which I thought was kind of neat. Where's my calipers? Alright, what do we got here? 110. Wide, boys. Very, very wide. What's the measurements down here on the high end? Down to 30 thou. Bloody hell. Super wide, but not very tall. Alright, so 110. So going to be extra jumbo stainless frets. Do I have the stainless down there? No, they're over in the other workshop. Okay. Let's see. Shut up. Moving. Tools and supplies. Come on. Materials. Fret wire. Stainless steel frietware. Alright, wide. 110 by 53. Yeah, so that's lost like 40 odd % of its original height or similar. So price in Australian dollars, or is it in, what is it? There. Okey-dokey. What about the local suppliers? What have they got? Nick parts, fret wire, nickel, no. I have to see about Dunlop. Alright, so at least now I know what size that is. I'll pull that out, plonk some new stuff in there as well. Yeah. So, oi, Brad, you there? Just wait for him. There we go. That was the bloody deal with that silver face. Oh my god. $900 for that work. Legit. It's like, are they mad? $900 is like 4/5 of the way to, like, you know, most of the important work all done with parts. That guy's insane. Absolute madness. Absolute bloody madness, I tell you. Okay. It's like, it's ridiculous. How? How is that? Oh, seriously, these guys, man, these guys. Next episode coming out tomorrow. Yeah, Alex, go watch Brad's the latest video, the silver face twin repair. And oh god, seriously, who just, oh my god, no. No. How is that, like, is it literally just like, no, the price was in one of the comments that Brad made on the video, but like, legit, well, what was he charging for? There was not, like, there wasn't 6 hours worth of work into that, unless he's like charging for every time he's pulling a part out, putting it back in, and doing all that stuff. Like, not even, no, not happening. Absolute madness. No. Alrighty. Well, it's almost time for me to start prepping and get ready to open the shop and all that, so that's what I'm going to do. A done box of soldering iron, pretty, yeah. So, yeah, some of those repairers, they are, it's just like, my God, like, yeah. Oh God, yeah. You got to send me that info. I need to see this. I need a good laugh. You know, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a weekend, and it's only Saturday. You're insane to take on that front, man. Absolute madman. All right, I'm gonna pack it up here, guys. But you know, thanks for coming, checking it out, and that. I'll be back on Monday morning, going through some more repairs and sorting out some more stuff and all that jazz. Most likely Mondays and Tuesdays will be the regular days for doing stuff. And yeah, I should hopefully have one of these videos finished editing and up soon about how Fender has lied to you. They lied to everyone, but, you know, you especially. But yeah, thanks guys, take care, do all that kind of jazz, and I am out of here. Cheers.